Well, today is Sunday. It's a little cool outside, but it's still a beautiful day. Hopefully, you've had a great day. And if you're just tuning in, you are tuned into Dear Jelly. And this is DJ Jelly. And we are, sorry, trying to get situated. Today we're talking about settling. Settling. Like, how so many people talk about, like, what do you bring to the table? What do you have? And it seems like we're more concerned with what we bring to the table and what we have than we are about um, the quality of people and, if you gel and things of that nature. And so that's what we're talking about today. Would you settle for someone based on them being more stable? Based on them being more quote unquote stable? Or just be with the one you really want to be with? What would you do? That's what we're talking about today on Dear Jelly. You're listening to Dear Jelly on WXNALP 101.5 FM Nashville. Hey, hey. How y'all doing? How's everybody doing tonight? Doing something a little different today. Don't know how to do it though. Oh. How y'all doing? Okay. Oh. All right. Hey, hey, hey. How are you? Thanks for tuning in. So I'm for the first time ever on Instagram as well as on Facebook and how do I on Facebook and WX and AFL.org to hear the music. All right. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. I don't want to get knocked off. Hey, how y'all doing? Okay, so today we're talking about settling for someone based on them being more stable. And would you settle? Would you settle for somebody just simply because they're more financially stable, just because they have more how you doing? Would you settle for someone? This is my first time going live on Instagram, so I am hoping that people join the conversation. Shout out to everybody on Facebook and on Sorry, I'm trying to put this music in. Shout out to everybody on Facebook and on YouTube. Y'all been rocking with me for quite a few years. We wanted to try to see if what it would be like to bring Instagram into the party. You're listening to 101. You're listening to 101.5 FM WXNA LP Nashville. This is Dear Jelly with DJ Jelly. Hey, how are you doing? I want to give a shout out right now to all the people that are joining on Instagram. Yay, our first time going live on Instagram, and also as well as you all tuning in on through the radio. Then of course, those that are on Facebook and YouTube. We really appreciate you. I really appreciate you. Couldn't do this without you. Wouldn't want to do this without you. So, we're talking about settling. So I got a DM, and basically it says that I settled for my wife because she was more financially stable. If I could pick, I'd rather be with my ex. And so tracking back, that's why I played I'd Rather by Luther Vandross. And if you are listening to the live stream, the music, to make sure we don't get knocked off, not playing the music. If you listen to the music, you have to log on to WXNAFM.org. So he says, Jelly, I settled for my wife because she was more financially stable. If I had my pick, I'd be with my ex, which sounds crazy, right? Crazy that you'd be with your ex. But then now we're in a time, like I just played that song, I'd Rather by Luther Vandross, and he says, I'd rather have bad time with you than good time with somebody else. Is that true? Because now everybody wants to know, what are you bringing to the table? What are you bringing to the table? And then some people are like, I am the table. So nobody's really talking as much about finding your soulmate. I remember in the 90s, everybody was talking about finding your soulmate. You know, I was 3 years old, running around singing, I got to find me somebody to love. And it seemed like people were a lot more passionate about finding that fire, opposed to now it's like, no, before I can date you, what that credit score look like, what that house look like, what are you bringing to the table? So this gentleman says that he settled for his wife because she was more financially stable. If he could choose and still be okay, still be happy, he would have chosen his ex. Makes me wonder if his ex was toxic. Makes me wonder if his ex, I guess it's not financially stable. I'm like, well, are you financially stable, sir? I don't know. So could you do it? Would you do it? Would you leave the one you really want to be with? Would y'all leave the one you really want to be with just to be with someone who, sorry, could you just to be with someone because they were financially stable? Maybe they had a house. Maybe they hopefully were more emotionally stable. But let's talk about it. I want to know, what would you do? Would you leave someone because this other person, I guess, is bringing the table and all the fixings? Would you leave someone for that? Is that something that you would do? While we're thinking about that, I do want to share the coronavirus hasn't gone away, and the best way to protect yourself and others is by staying up to date on your COVID-19 vaccines. The updated bivalent boosters protect against both the original virus and the highly contagious Omicron variants, B4 and BA5. To check your eligibility and find vaccination locations near you, visit vaccines.gov. So let me know, is this something that you see yourself doing? Is this something that is this where you are right now? You're like, so much for true love. I kind of want to be with somebody for stability. Now, don't get me wrong. I know back in the day, there were people who were, they would try to hook you up with somebody, or you married and they say, well, love grows. One of my favorite movies is like, what is it called? Love Comes Softly, where love grows and you'll get to meet, you'll get to love someone. And it was more about how does this help the family? Even when they would arrange marriages, it would be like, how does this help the family? How does this help everybody together financially? So I know that's how they did it back in the day. Back. So is that are we back to that now? So now we're looking at what's best economically opposed to heart-wise? Talk to me. Let me know. This is what we're talking about today. I want to know. You're listening to Dear Jelly on the X. Hi. Shout out to y'all on Instagram. Hey, I'm so excited. As always, shout out to y'all on Facebook and on YouTube. Why am I not remembering YouTube today? So that's what we're talking about. Who said? Oh, nice nails. Oh, thank you. You're like a month old now. I appreciate it. It made me smile. Appreciate that. So that's what I'm thinking. So where is it? VL says, not a habit, discipline, and lifestyle of mine. I wouldn't feel right about doing it. Okay. Keena says, no, not if I've chosen to love the person I'm with. Those trappings can come with abuse, unrequited love. Love is a choice. Love is a choice. But what about all stuff like they did it? Sorry, I don't really like this song. I'm going a little different with the music today because I remembered I'm not playing it loud on Facebook anymore, so I can play what I want to play. If y'all have any requests, do let me know and I will get your request in. Only thing is that, you got to listen to it on WXNAFM.org. But they did it back in the day. That's how they even kind of picked okay, this is a good person for you to be with. They're stable. This is good for the family. So, at some point, it worked for a lot of people. But it seems like that's where we are now. I think that's why people are so busy saying, what do you bring to the table? Because when they ask about what we're bringing to the table, I don't feel like they're asking about your emotional stability. I don't feel like they're asking what did VL say? About your discipline, about your lifestyle. Or is it your lifestyle that will kind of help them get a leg up in life? Like I said, they did it back in the day. That's how they hooked people up. That's how they hooked you up. That's how they set you up. That's how they decided who you were going to marry. And it seemed to work, right? Right? I feel like it did. And so, yeah, I don't think I have any new comments on here. Okay, cool. Appreciate y'all joining. Hey. So, Keena, it sounds like you're saying you would choose to be in a toxic relationship. I don't mean like that. I'm assuming the girl was toxic or is just financial. Like, what if the relationship was toxic? Like, how Luther Vandross said, I'd rather have bad times with you than good times with someone else. Is that where you are? Is that where y'all are? I'm just calling out Keena, but I'm saying Keena, Tia, VL. Is that Nora? I can't tell. Is that where we are? Does it have to be? Is there a happy medium, or is it? This is where we are. You either going with who brings the bigger table with the bigger chairs and the fancy china, or you're staying in a relationship with somebody that but it might be toxic. Hey, how you doing? It might be toxic. Hello, Mrs. Connolly. Shout out to you. You're listening to WXNALP Nashville 101.5 FM, and you're tuning in to Dear Jelly with DJ Jelly. Hey, radio besties, how you doing? I'm super excited to be with you on today. Hope that you have had a warm, cozy day. It's getting a little cold here in Nashville, and hopefully where you are, it's if it is getting a little cold, hopefully you have something warm, someone warm, warm, fuzzy feeling, something to kind of warm you up and feel these nice fall vibes. If you're just tuning in, we are discussing a DM that I got where someone said they settled for their wife because their wife was more financially stable. If he had his choice, he would choose his ex. So my question is that earlier I played, and my bad, tracking back if you were listening in, that was Jessica Betts with Catch Me. And even the song, she says, will you catch me when the air runs out? Basically, when stuff get bad, are you going to catch me? You going to, help bring me, resuscitate me. So is that where we are now? I talked about earlier how we shared a lot about, hear a lot about what are you bringing to the table? You don't really hear a lot about what are your hobbies? What are your passions? One of the first things I hear most times when I meet a gentleman is, what are you bringing to the table? What are you bringing? No, first of all, I don't even know what the table looks like. Where is the table? And what I hear a lot of men and women sometimes say is they are the table. So that's pretty much where it seems like we're going now, to where this person is like, yeah, I set up for my wife because she was more financially stable. Cece, hi Cece. Sorry, it's my first time going live on Instagram, y'all, and so saw a heartbeat there. So I just want to know where are we in that? Are we still looking at choosing love, ride or die till the wheels fall off? Or are we at a place where now we're like, look, what's more financially stable for me? Love will grow later, which is kind of like what they did back in the day, right? When they hooked you up with somebody or match made someone, or I was watching like an old cowboy type movie and they said, love will grow, love grows softly. I'm just saying, okay, well, in the live chat on Facebook and YouTube, VL says, not a habit, discipline and lifestyle of mine. I wouldn't feel right about doing it. So VL saying he wouldn't feel right about leaving someone he's with just for someone more financially stable. Keena says, no, not if I have chosen to love the person I'm with. Those trappings can come with abuse, unrequited love, and love is a choice. Love is a choice. So can you choose to love the person that maybe is a little more stable? Might give you a little upgrade. Let me upgrade ya. I'm just saying, would you rather be with someone like that? And can you choose to love them and all that they're bringing to the table, i.e. the new level of stability? Keena says, the choices we have now are different from back in the day. Our survival isn't dependent on another's assets. If we really ask our grandparents, I think the nostalgia we place on that time is a fallacy. Okay, so let's talk about that. Okay, I'm so glad you said that. I'm so glad you said that because you said the choices we make now are different from back then. Our survival isn't dependent on another's assets. But if our survival isn't dependent on someone's assets, then why are most of what we hear in relationship books and relationship talks and relationship conversations, why is it all about what are we bringing to the table? Why is what we're bringing to the table? If the choices are different, why is it that they're like, what are you bringing to the table? If it's, if it was dependent on our survival, because I feel like now it's dependent on my survival. Times are getting a lot more expensive. Stuff is hard. Life is hard. So I'm just asking. VL says, I find stability attractive and something I value. Okay. And don't get me wrong. Stability is attractive. But what I'm finding is, stability is something different in all of us. We all don't view stability the same way. So, question, what does stability look like to you? What does it look like to you? Because are you singing, when the first song I played today, if you're tuned into WXNAFM.org, the first song I played was Luther Said he would rather have bad times with you than good times with someone else. And I'm going to be honest with you. No, I don't think so. If my good times don't outweigh my bad times, no, I'm not singing that. I'm not singing that. I'm just saying. Keena says, the books are trash. He said the books are trash. So all the books that are telling us we should, be with someone for a certain a certain time are trash. But I'm just saying, we're saying, what do you bring to the table? We're not talking about emotionally what do you bring to the table. We're not talking about, mental, where you are mentally, where you are emotionally, where you are spiritually. We just want to know what the money look like. And that's why I'm saying, like, this is where we are. So I feel like we are kind of back in the day where it seems like our lives are dependent on that. VL says, because materialism is heavily promoted. Materialism is heavily promoted, but is materialism heavily promoted because our survival, our quote unquote survival, is dependent on it? I'm just saying, I just want to know. Or are we just like, no, I mean, what happened to that Bobby Whitney kind of love? Stuff is messed up. We're going to ride it out. Well, maybe I shouldn't use them though, because they both have money. But were they stable? He didn't seem too stable at the time. I don't know. Anywho, I'm just saying, if someone is hard to love, I'm talking about hard to love, but you choose to love that person. And y'all know, I think everybody, especially if you are over the age of 30, at one point or another, you have chosen to love someone. It might have been you that was hard to love. I'm just saying, like, woo, hard to love. Like, should that person still, there's some things that they probably shouldn't have to endure. They're choosing to endure because they love you. But if there's somebody over here who's a little more stable and doesn't have that same, struggle, would they be better off over there? I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Here's Hard to Love by Hamza. You listen to Dear Jelly on the X. I'm gonna look at your message in just a second, sis. I see Shannon has come in and Keena. Oh no, you're not talking about Kanye. Oh Lord, not Kanye. Kanye, Jesus. Man, I wish I could play this song loud. I don't trust Facebook. Facebook will shut it all down. I love this song though. We blasting in the car like I'm struggling to do somebody's love. Okay, so VL says he finds stability attractive and something that he values. And so does that mean that you don't go and ask about what they bring to the table? I hate that question so much. What do you bring to the table? And they be like, I am the table. But I mean, sometimes I'm like, but if you are the table, like you just bring the table to add to his table. I mean, either way we work together, we all gonna eat. I thought that's the whole point of the table. We all gonna eat, right? Sit and eat at the table. Keena says the books are designed to trade on the insecurities of women, and that is turned into a profit. I can see that. Shannon, the newlywed, congratulations, beautiful. Choosing to be with someone solely for financial gain is a potential setup for failure. A healthy relationship takes more than love, more than finances, more than optimism. It takes a combination of things. Yes, I agree with that. Keena says Kanye West is a billionaire yet unstable. He is unstable. He doesn't bring the stability. So he's a billionaire. I love this song. I'm sorry, y'all. You would think I got attention disorder or something. I don't. Certain songs, they just for me. This song is a laying. If you haven't heard this song before, you need to look it up. Hard to Love. That's some lay in the rain, crying, listening to song music. Pulling on your strings and emotion like Whitney used to be back in the day. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I used to be young, preteen, laying out singing I Got Nothing If I Don't Have You. I know what I'm talking about. I felt that thing. This song is kind of like that. You feel that thing. Feel it in your shut up. Feel that thing. VL says, I don't ask, but I do look. Okay, but how can you look? How can you truly see? Are you just going by their actions? Let me know. Um, Let me know how you see without having that conversation about what they bring to the table. Hey, Jasmine. Yeah, let me know what you You're tuned in to WXNA LP Nashville 101.5 FM, and this is Dear Jelly with DJ Jelly. Hey, hey, Radio Besties. I'm so excited that you joined me this evening. And tracking back, that was Hamza featuring Mahogany Sessions with Hard to Love. I'm joined with some pretty amazing people right now on TGI Jelly on Facebook, as well as TGI Jelly on YouTube, and for the first time on Instagram. Hey, 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 hey. So I'm so excited that our family is getting larger, really excited. And we're basically talking about a DM that I got that I will share with you in just a moment. Before I share with you about the DM, I do want to share with you, I do want to share with you the people of People Powered Radio has spoken. WXNA was listed among the top 3 radio stations in the city in this year's issue of the Best of Nashville Scenes Readers Poll. We thank our dedicated listeners for their ongoing support. You keep us going in every way. Stay tuned to discover something new, something old, something incredible that you can only hear on WXNA. So shout out to everybody that voted for us. We're super excited that we were voted in the top 3. Jasmine. Sorry, that's not somebody. I was like, wait, she's on Facebook. Now she's on Instagram. Hey. The top 3 top radio stations in Nashville. So I'm super excited about that. And we appreciate you guys. So we are talking about a DM that I got, and basically was saying, the gentleman was saying that he settled for his wife because she was more financially stable. If he had his choice, he would choose his ex. So it makes you wonder, like, how bad were things? Now, I am a old British movie and British literature person. Jane Austen is my favorite author. And y'all remember, like, Pride and Prejudice, Sense and Sensibility, all those different things. And those times, like, you could only marry somebody if they had money, if they had a dowry. You didn't marry somebody poor. You just didn't. You didn't marry somebody poor. And so it just makes me wonder if we're back to those days. As I've been saying, people are like, what are you bringing to the table? And Kina had said earlier, she made a really good point, but I kind of feel like we're still back there, though. She said the choices we have now are different from back in the day. Our survival isn't dependent on another's assets. Well, but we're acting like our survival was based on somebody else's assets. We're acting like they got to match my swag. Like, what happened to we're growing together? What happened to we build together? What happened to, you know what I'm saying? What happened to that? Now it's, well, what, you got to match my swag. And some people even do that in friendships. That's happened to me before. Some people even do that in friendships where it's like, well, you're not financially in the same group that or level that I am, so we can't be friends because, you know, show me your friends, I show you who you are. So if I'm showing you a friend that's in a lower tax bracket, then maybe we shouldn't be friends, because what does that say about me? You know, we're not looking at the emotional part. We're not looking at the support. We're not looking at the different other types of stability that person has or could bring to your life. You know, that's what I'm saying. And you have all these books and things out here that people are saying, hey, what they bring up to the table. And then VL said earlier, because materialism is heavily promoted. And I agree with that. Kina shared, and I'll read it again. She said the books are designed to trade on the insecurities of women that is turned into a profit. And it's not just of women. I feel like it's of men too, because now, like, you could meet a gentleman and he could bring so much, like he could build things, he could pray for you or cover you in whatever way you feel like you need to be covered. And he could be a man's man, you know, very loving and supportive, and could be willing to be in your corner and help you be great, you know. But we're like, no, he don't match my swag. You know, what is he bringing? I'm just saying, that's what it feels like. I feel like it's men and women who are being looked over. because of that. Shannon says choosing to be with someone solely for financial gain is a potential setup for failure. A healthy relationship takes more than love, more than finances, more than optimism. It takes a combination of things. Okay. And this is, I like this comment. Keena says, Kanye West is a billionaire yet unstable. So I'm guessing you wouldn't be with Kanye just for financial stability. Some people would, though, real talk. VL was saying he doesn't ask anybody what they bring to the table. He just looks, I guess, to see what's on the table, or what they could be bringing to the table. So if you don't ask the question, what are you bringing to the table? What are you bringing to the relationship? Where are you? Blah, blah, blah. How do you know? How do you gauge? VL says, I evaluate her lifestyle habits, discipline, behaviors. I get to know her and how she is. So you get to know her. You get to know the she. You get to know the her that she shows you, right? Same thing like you'll get to know the he that he shows you. I'm just saying. Jasmine says, but will one cheat because the current relationship marriage does not have what they need or is reciprocated because of money? That's that is a good question. Like if man, one of my favorite movies though, one of my favorite movies is it's an old cowboy type movie. It comes on the Hallmark Channel. Love Comes Softly, and it basically is a woman's husband died. It was back there in the cowboy days, and a woman couldn't have stuff on her own. She needed a man for security, so they had her marry somebody for security. You marry for security, and then during that time, the love grew, and it grew into something beautiful. So, would the person cheat? I mean, anybody, anytime, even when you're with the so-called person that you choose to be with that's not stable, you could still cheat on them and they probably could still cheat on you, you know? Well, not probably, they could. So there's always a possibility of cheating. Do you think that the possibility rises because there wasn't love? I mean, this is 2022, and this person DM me this. So you got married in 2022. Don't tell me that's a movie, not real life. I love that movie. But people used to get, but that used to be people's real life though. And so I'm just saying, like, hey TJ Ed, I'm just saying there is a possibility that love can grow, just like in that movie. And that used to be the reality back in the day. That's how people used to do things. Tia says, I think it's a balance, the good teammate that makes sense with the person that stirs your emotions. Either extreme leads to a feeling of an unmet need. But can they grow to where they do feed that need, where they do feel that need? I mean, like I said, the gentleman says that he settled and married his wife because she was financially stable and the woman that he wanted to be with is not. And I have a feeling there's a whole lot more than just financially unstable, is how I feel. I feel like there probably is a lot more to that. So we all singing it. I'd rather have bad times with you. That's what we all sing. Oh, I'm not singing it. I'm not saying that I'm just gonna be like, oh, well, so and so is more stable over here, so that's where I'm going. What I'm saying is, goodness, you know, that's a lot to consider. And let's be clear, times are hard, and I don't think that people would be asking, "What do you bring to the table?" if that wasn't more so on the forefront than love these days. You know, I mean, we haven't heard enough songs where they sing about how sometimes love just ain't enough. So now we need that in the everything else instead of just building it together. But I guess is that like is that an age thing though? Like a certain type of age, time of our lives where we might be more concerned with that type of stability than companionship, and then as we go older, we're more concerned with companionship than the financial stability. I'm just asking a question, y'all. Jasmine says, I do not think money can buy stability. Oh, I don't know, Jasmine. But I do think stability is a key to a healthy relationship marriage. We're talking about financial stability or stability. I think money can help with financial stability. I do. I mean, why do you think there's so many like cat daddies and sugar mamas? Right? Right? Financial stability. Financial stability. I'm just saying. I mean, at the end of the day, let me see where we at. We'll play a little I Choose You. Because, I mean, it sounds like y'all like I choose you. So the wheel falls off. I choose you for who you are. I think some of y'all lying, though. No, I'm playing. I'm just playing devil's advocate. Okay, let me play I Choose You by Kiana Lede. Because it sounds like that's the consensus. Like, nope, I don't care about stability. I choose boo. I choose. So here's I Choose You. Listen, Dear Jelly on the X. How are y'all evaluating stability though? Yes. 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 Shannon says love is supposed to grow. I didn't fall in love with Nick. I grew in love with him. Talk to me, newlywed. Talk to me. I didn't fall. Girl, I was gonna play fall for you tonight. So love is supposed to grow. I didn't fall in love with Nick. I grew in love with him. However, the love grew because we allowed it to by totally committing to each other. Oh yes. Okay. We choose to love, which created a great foundation. I'm with that. Choose. That's an agape. That I choose to love you. That's an agape. I choose to love you. So y'all say that can't happen when you get with somebody with stability, more financially stable, that you can't choose to love them and grow in love with them. Because I don't know. Sometimes I feel like when people be like, it might be a little easier to, I'm just saying, unless they're jerks. Yes, I've always evaluated a woman's stability on various levels. Talk to me about these levels. Somebody might be evaluating me. Talk to me, VL. What are these levels? The levels. There's levels to this. What are the levels? Tia says, if you start off, hold on. Yes. Choose you. Yes. Tia says if you start off at 0-1 and move up 3 points, you are only at 3-4 and still on the low end of love. Versus if love grows and you start at 7, you are winning. Then how do some people fall out of love? You're listening to WXNALP Nashville 101.5 FM, and you're tuned into Dear Jelly with DJ Jelly. Hey, Radio Besties. I'm so excited that you have chosen to join me on this cozy October evening. Tracking back, that was Kiana Lede with I Choose You. Election day for state and federal offices is coming up soon on Tuesday, November 8th. Make sure you're registered to vote and plan to vote early or on election day. More information and a list of voting locations and a sample ballot at nashville.gov. If you are just tuning in, hey, I am having a conversation with some lovely people on TGI Jelly on Facebook, as well as TGI Jelly on YouTube, and have a couple people popping on Instagram. Hey, hey, hey. So we are discussing the DM that I got. Basically, it said that a gentleman um, settled for his wife because she was more financially stable, and he, if he had it his way, he would have chosen his ex. So my question is that where we are now? Like looking at the economy, looking where things are, is that where we are now? Where we are? Is that where the whole "what do you bring to the table" came up? You know, everybody wants to know what you bring to the table. Some people are saying they are the table. Some people are saying they bring a new table. What are you bringing to the table? What are you bringing? Is it more centered more on the stability? Because is that where we are now? Like, I want to be with so and so over there, but they struggling. So I'm going to choose someone for stability and maybe grow with time in love with them. You know, I mean, I'm pretty sure it's easy to, I guess some people might say it's easy to fall in love, but hard to stay in love. I feel like it's a choice. It's a choice. It's a choice. But I digress. So that's what we're talking about. Could you do that? Or the very first song I played in the beginning of my show tonight was Luther Vandross. I'd rather have bad times with you than good times with somebody else. So are you saying, you know, that what you're saying? Like we're just gonna stick it out. We're just going. And I was sharing earlier about some of the movies that I really like, and they were talking about, you know, how people back in the day would, you know, marry for security, marry for stability, because you know women couldn't have their own things. The cowboy movie, I really like that movie. And Tia, I'm gonna shout you out, Tia. Tia wanted to point out that, girl, that's just a movie. It's not real life, but it's happening in a lot of real lives. People have married for certain reasons. One of the first things I know some people say when you meet somebody and you talk to your friends or talk to your family, what's one of the first things they ask you? What does he or she do? Where they live? What kind of family they come from? We're still looking at that same thing, so it still happens today. I'm just saying. I'm gonna backtrack a comment or two because I can't remember where I was. Jasmine says, "I do think money can buy stability, but I don't think stability is a key to a healthy relationship / marriage." I guess it depends on what type of stability you're talking about, because I do. I think we do need to have some sort of stability somewhere. Shannon says, "Love is supposed to grow. I didn't fall in love with Nick. I grew in love with him. However, the love grew because we allowed it to by totally committing to each other. We chose to love, which created a great foundation." So that's what I'm saying. So if you come across somebody who's more financially stable, can you not choose to love them too? I'm just asking. We're just having a conversation. VL says, "I have always evaluated a woman's stability on various levels. Talk to me about these levels and how can you evaluate them?" I just want to know so that I can come across. So when I come across someone evaluating me, I will know. Question: how will I know when said man is evaluating me? Are there any tips for us to know that they're evaluating us on said levels? Tia says, "If you start off at a 0/1 and move up 3 points, you are only at 3/4 and still on the low end of love. Versus if love grows and you start at 7, you are winning." I mean, it sounds like you guys are making my argument that love grows, like the movies that y'all told me it's just a movie. I'm just saying. Via says, "I evaluate by getting to know her. I don't know the process." Oh, I thought he was about to spill the tea. Via says, "I don't rush the process." Okay. But we're not getting no younger. So what's the fast way around that? Is there a fast way? Shannon says, "Falling in love is just as easy as failing. Wait. Falling in love is just as easy as falling in love. Falling in love. That is why it's important to grow in love." Oh, you mean falling in love is just as easy as falling out of love? Is that what you mean? That's why it's important to grow in love? Okay, I mean, so let's, grow. Keaton says, "That is being manipulative." Okay, so being with someone because they're more financially stable. I mean, look at being with someone because they're more financially stable. Or is that not the same thing as when a gentleman or woman, I think I've already said it today, but they come, you meet them, and you're like, oh, they're not on my level. Oh, I gotta I gotta need somebody who's gonna match my swag. Is that not the same thing? Is it being manipulative, or is it being, I don't want, decisive is not the word. Is it making moves towards greatness? Is it, there's a word that's on the tip of my tongue and I can't get it out. Is it manipulative, or is it, I can't think of the word. Shannon says financial stability does not equate compatibility. True. Financial stability does not equate compatibility. But how many, I mean, I know, like, we know grandmamas and aunties, uncles, and people who've been married for many umpteen years. Some people have family who they didn't even get married, but they've been with the same person 50, 60 years. Because somebody put them together, introduced them, or just made sense for the time. I mean, when we look back, it's like, were they really compatible, or they just make it work? I don't know. I'm just asking a question. We're just having a conversation. Jenna says, I would prefer stability on many levels. Talk to me about the levels of stability, girl. Kina says that part. I'm just assuming I know which part you mean. Jenna says, oh, I am definitely looking at the tree the fruit came from. So, what's up, DJ Demo? And so we're definitely looking at the tree that the root came from. So we're checking out to see where the man is, what he's got going on. When you say the tree, are you talking about how fruitful it is? Because that sounds like financial stability that we're looking for. Keena says it's character for me. Okay, so it sounds great. So Keena is saying it's character for me. So whether or not the man is financially stable, as long as he has a great character, you're willing to build with him, I'm with it. I hear you. And Tia says, love prayerfully does grow. However, where you start matters. Where you start matters, but what about more so where you end or where you're going? That's my question. Where we're going. Because it can grow. It can, I see it on TikTok all the time where they're just like, look, I finally decided to give this guy a chance, and he wasn't my type, and blah blah blah. But now they're living in mansions and going across the world, and the man or female is happy because they have that company, right? Jenna says, I'm talking about the family. Okay, so you're looking at the family. So you're judging the gentleman by the family. That's different. That is different. This has been a really good conversation. I appreciate y'all so much. Let's go ahead and listen to, I'm going to go ahead and put on this last song. Whoever you end up with, however, whatever decision you make, it's your decision. We definitely want to make sure you make a healthy decision. Do what's best for you and your family. No judgment. No judgment. Only you know what's best for you, and you know what you can do. So just like this gentleman, if you chose to settle with somebody because it was better financially for not just you, but for, your future generation, that's on you. Do what makes you happy. Life is short. Jasmine says, okay, so what if you already know that person is financially stable? As time goes on, you notice red flags. Do you continue and marry because you will be financially stable? Or do you suck it up, marry, and enjoy the money? That is a personal question. That is a personal question that only y'all can answer. Each individual person has to answer that question for themselves. Because only you know what you can deal with. Real talk. Only you know what you can deal with. Oh, wait, where's Jenna? Jenna says, also, we need to at least have a stable job or a way to pay the bills. Love alone does not keep the lights on, etc. True. Shannon says, one thing I don't do is compare relationships because if truth be told, there are a lot of people who have been in dysfunctional marriages for decades. True story. True story. That is so very true for so many, for so many people. And that's why I'm saying you have to do what's best for you. Only you know. Like Jasmine saying, what if you have all this stuff, but you can enjoy the money? Should you marry and enjoy the money? Only you know if you can do that. And that's the conversation we're having today. Would you do this? Could you do it? We're not saying should you do it. We're saying could you do it? And so, all right, y'all. Our time went kind of quick today. I really appreciate you joining. I couldn't do this without you. Wouldn't want to do this without you. Definitely. Love y'all so much and appreciate you. And please do stay tuned into WXNAFM.org, or if you're listening in on the radio, 101.5 FM. DJ Juan is in the building. He's coming up next with the International Echo. What's up, Juan?
Hey, how's it going?
Going good. How are you?
Doing all right. Kind of rushing to get here, but
I'm glad you made it safe. It's a little wet outside.
Yep.
Oh, thank you, Jenna. Question. So, Juan, were you listening to me on the way here?
I was.
So, what do you think about the whole gentleman marrying, settling for financial stability, opposed to being with his ex, who, I mean, clearly probably there must have been some issues.
It's not good. I don't know. I believe in love for love's sake.
So you choose to stay on the struggle bus.
Yeah.
All right, there you have it. DJ Juan says, "Struggle with me, baby. Struggle together."
Struggle together.
All right, y'all. Stay tuned for the International Echo coming up. I'm getting ready to take us out on Coffee by Miguel, meaning that, you get some shout outs here. It says, "Hey, DJ Juan."
Hey.
And so, appreciate you tuning in. Hopefully, he talks about how they grow in love and end up with coffee in the morning. So whatever way you choose, I do hope that you wake up. I do hope that you wake up feeling good with your coffee in the morning, whatever that quote unquote coffee means for you. All right. Have a good one, y'all. Love you. Have a wonderful week. And I will see you. Jenna said, not the struggle bus. Yep, he's going to be on the struggle bus. Yeah. We'll see you same time, same place next week. Love y'all. Have a good one. What? DJ Juan.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going okay. See on my Instagram for the first time.
But you're doing live on IG?
Yeah.
Nice. How's it going?
I don't know. People are not used, and I didn't put a topic, so we're probably not used to that. But
this one you had a good conversation going.
These people have really been giving really good commentary. Oh shoot, they still there. Hey, love y'all. Thank you so much. I'll see y'all next week. Oh, that is funny. Where's my thing? Bye, y'all.